I've been itching to fight for a while, so I'm ready to go now. Like, got another 6-7 training weeks.
Probably something like that.
Like, just gotta make sure I don't fucking like go too hard now, because I'm itching to get back in there and have a fight with someone. So I'm buzzing about it.
Yeah, it was a rib injury last year, I think, weren't it? That end of last year that kept you away from fighting again.
Yeah, it was a combination of like I was still kind of willing to fight in December, even with recovering from the rib or intercostal injury, because it was a bit weird. But then when George got the title fight, I was like, right, I'm being iffy about fighting anyway, because I was recovering from the rib injury I got in the death fight. And then George got like the phone call giving the title fight, and it was literally like, as George got off the phone, he was like, "Oh, fighting for the title." I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to fight then, because that'd be a lot of organisation stuff, and I'd rather just be more there for you." So then I just cracked open a beer, like on the spot. Yeah, and then it was like George was meant to be fighting for the title in March, so again I didn't want to be on the same show as that, and then I was meant to be fighting in April, but then just fuck it, I'll admit it, I punched a wall and injured my hand. But hand's good, rib's good, everything's good. So
the wall's still fine.
The wall is still fine.
Why did you punch the wall, or?
I got a cut after, basically I was done. I was really tired that day anyway, and I was done. And then I got sort of dragged in for doing an extra round, and it was during that extra round I got a cut, and the cut was just leaking really badly, and I was just like fucking like so just annoyed. I was like, oh, I didn't even fucking want to do this round, I was finished, blah. And then, like, in my defense, the wall was matted. I thought, oh, it's a matted wall, I'll be fine. No.
What, the one behind you?
The one over there. And like, you can go like squidge them with your fingers. These walls are much softer than that wall. It's a different mat. Like, that mat's probably too solid to even just use as a mat to grapple on, to be fair. But yeah, so stupid stuff to do, but my hand was really swollen for like a week or two, and now it's alright.
Anyway, back to the fights. You were saying before, if you don't mind me saying, I think you said you weren't a massive fan of you two both fighting on the same night. Is that why this time you're fighting on different occasions?
It was just because Belfast was sooner. So because I missed out on the opportunity to fight in the Manchester card, I was like, right, I just want to be fighting, so get me out whenever. And like I'd got my opponent before the Colchester cards were announced.
Yeah, another factor now is that there are more events now. You know, it was kind of COVID and coming out of COVID whilst we were fighting on the same card, so there were like double and triple header cards. And it wouldn't really make a lot of sense for one of us to fight one night and then like I was trying corner the night before, and then you stayed up late, you're not really like prepared or ready for your own fight. It's knocking you out of balance that way. But now there's like more events going on. There's like events every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever.
More opportunities.
Instead of like a triple header every 3 months, which is how it was during COVID.
And we're still like I'm not keen on it, but I'm not totally opposed to the idea. We will end up fighting on the same card again at some point in the future. But it's just it's working out easier not to be doing that for now.
So for training camps, does it help you two peaking at different times then?
No, it doesn't really affect a whole lot. Like, our strength and conditioning coach, Andy Coulson, who's had a go at me for not shouting him out in interviews. It's more of something he has to worry about and factor in. He has to think like, we'll end up doing different sessions. So at the minute we're doing different sessions so it's like we're going to the same gym, but then like I'm going off and doing something else while George is doing.
What is your strength and conditioning gym called?
It is called Unit 29 in Washington. Yeah, on the Crowther Industrial Estate. It's not actually the 29th unit on the little estate it's on.
I did wonder that actually when I was going there. I was like, what if he ends up moving gyms? Is it still Unit 29?
Well, that's already happened. It's not actually Unit 29, but it's Unit 29.
Yeah.
The old one was Unit 29, but we never went to the old one. So we've never actually been to Unit 29.
Another title fight lined up. Was it feel like now like the third? Is it the third one?
It's just all an extraneous factor that you can't even consider thinking, oh, can it cancel again? I'm not bothered. It's just I've been in a constant state of preparation, regardless of titles or anything. Like I mentioned that Chuck Liddell mentality before, where he took the fight with Babalu, even though they were saying wait for the Tito title fight. It's just I've got to compete. Now I've got this title fight. I had to compete against Copera last time, which wasn't the title fight, it was a catchweight bout. But that's done me a favour because I'm fresh and I'm ready and I'm in the rhythm. Rather than some people put themselves on the shelf and they've been out of a proper training camp and out of weight cuts and out of the fight experience for too long. But really buzzing with the opponent as well. In my head I didn't know if Mehdi would come back, if Joe would come back. There was a lot of questions there, and this one was just someone I hadn't even considered, coming all the way from the States, coming all the way from AKA, and that's made me more excited. He's not as exciting style-wise, but it's exciting knowing...
Boring as fuck.
Oh, right.
Because we have to, we tend to leave more of the studying opponents to each other. I was fucking falling asleep during his Combat Americas fight. It was awful.
Yeah. Did that video even have the entertaining Mexican commentary?
I had the sound off.
Right.
I had a podcast on, and then it was distracting me from the podcast because it was that boring.
But yeah, he's not as exciting style-wise, but it's exciting as a test, fighting someone who's trained at AKA, probably been on the mats with Khabib, Makhachev, DC, all that. So just to, I've got a small gym here in Middlesbrough against one of the biggest gyms in the world, and the small gym's going to bash him.
Do you like that idea then of him in that big gym over there talking about a lad from Borough?
It'll probably be pronounced funnily, a lad from Borough.
A lad from Middlesbrough, England.
What is this Parmo that he keeps talking about? I've never heard him talk. He could speak completely different. I'm not really interested in hearing people talk that I'm going to fight. That's the thing with... I watched a few fights of theirs, and mainly let Harry, Peter, and Abdul do the studying. But that's the thing when I get to the fight show and to the fight hotel, is a lot of the time I don't recognise my opponent. I'm kind of face blind to them. I'm more just aware of what they are style-wise than who they are as a person.
You were saying after your last one, Harry, I think that you were hoping to get an easier opponent next time. Do you feel like you've got an easier opponent this time?
I sort of said that, but no, I haven't. Fuck them. They've done me dirty. No, it's
undefeated record.
Yeah, he's undefeated, but he's fought some fucking cans. Disrespectful to people, but the guy fought in his pro debut was competent. Then he went through a spell of his Venator fights where there was one of them where it had his gym's logo on the canvas in the cage, and he fought this guy who was half a foot taller than him, half a foot shorter than him with tits. He has had some embarrassingly bad fighters where if I'd beat them I wouldn't celebrate. And then fair enough, he manages to crack McBain. McBain is his only legitimate bit of competition, but it's find any opponent of mine that's not legitimate opposition. Find any fight where I'll have really been the favourite or been a sizable favourite. It's just not it's not something I like, and it's not a mentality I subscribe to. As much as I joked about wanting an easy fight, it's not. I'm not about that can crushing. It's not what I do.
Yeah, but in the promotions that you have, Cage Warriors and Bellator, you know you've had some good opponents.
Yeah, and it's a lot of my career I've had no manager, no one like sort of like looking after it too much, and there's not a lot of MMA in Middlesbrough. So most of my career, being the blue corner in someone's hometown, like it's being the sort of the guy who's been brought in to lose. So that's been most of my career thus far. So it's been tough, but I think that's the best way. Like it's really set me in good stead.
Do you think a title fight is in the picture for yourself soon?
Yes, but the featherweight division is incredibly fucking muddled. Like, there is a champ who's just defended his belt, who might be going to the UFC, might not, who knows. Then there is an interim champ still, somehow, for some reason.
Who's just put out a statement the other day saying he was injured still, his neck and his back.
Right, so
Paul?
Yeah.
Is he still the interim champ?
Maybe not now, but okay. So there's another guy.
I don't know myself.
There's another guy who's injured. There is Harilla, who, despite being on a one-fight winning streak, not at featherweight, is now the number one ranked guy on Tapology in the featherweight division for some fucking reason. And there's Steve Amable, who's actually put together a pretty impressive win streak. So like the division's just a mess. Like, I feel like I'll deserve a title shot, but fuck knows what'll happen. I've just got to keep fighting people. Fuck knows. I'll just go to bantamweight. Because like, realistically, I could do that again. I wouldn't want to like consistently do that, but fuck it. I'll just go to bantamweight, let the division sort itself out, and then come back up and win the belt. Or just keep eating Parmos and then get the featherweight one instead.
Yeah.
Or the lightweight one, or the heavyweight one.
Winning the title yourself soon, George. Do you have plans for what's next after that?
No.
Or is it just as it comes?
It has to be as it comes. Like you can't have someone matched up with you who's going to try and squeeze his nose into your crotch for 25 minutes and pick up a decision and be thinking past that. You can't have someone training at one of the best gyms in the world and then coming from America to fight you and think past that and think, well, after this I'm going to do that and this and that. I've seen some people get the Cage Warriors belt and they shelf themselves, and this is the most infuriating thing. I've seen some people just not even getting belts, just getting win streaks and organisations like pre-UFC, and they just shelf themselves from getting into managerial talks and negotiations. I'm not a negotiator. I'm just going to fight, and then whatever happens after the fight, win the belt, on to the next fight.
How do they shelf themselves?
You can see sometimes people who've ended up in really like, you look at the topology and they end up 2 years no fighting. They just kind of hold on to the belt, they get scared of losing it. I've seen a few champions, they get it, and then they're just kind of waiting around, hoping for that call. Where really, I'm a martial artist first, and the drive for competition is first. If you really believe that you are UFC capable, once you win the belt, defend it and defend it and defend it, because you believe that you're going to win every fight, defend the belt every time. If you're just on the fence worried, but I might lose the belt and then lose my chance, I don't know how you got the belt in the first place with that mentality.
Yeah, like you were saying before, if you're worried about getting beat, maybe you shouldn't be in the UFC anyway.
Yeah,
sort of.
It was like, bring back that Chuck Liddell story. He just had the mentality, because it's one of the only books I've ever read is Chuck Liddell's book. He just had the idea, well, if Barblue beats me, then he should fight for the title.
Yeah. Same if you get beaten, you have title taken, and you shouldn't be in UFC.
Yeah, wouldn't be ready. So the fight is always the first thing for me. I'm just going to take it one fight at a time.
Yeah. Can I get predictions off both you lads for your fights coming up?
I'm going to beat him up. I'm just like, I don't know. I want to finish this guy. Like I feel like either I'll punch him and kick him lots, and then he'll stop moving, or I'll probably re-naked him.
Sounds like you've been in a lot of watching a lot of tape for George's opponent? Have you been for it?
That's a bit. Because he doesn't have social media. I normally have like a little bit of a stalk and then I leave it, and then I stalked his coach's Insta. He's a black belt apparently from some like big affiliate gym. I'll just submit him to prove a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like George will. Oh, sorry, go on.
Keep him away from your crotch.
Well, the counter to that is to go to their crotch. So yeah, that's the prediction. 5 rounds of I'm going to be on his crotch and get a decision win.
Yeah.
You know, not the usual left hooks, guillotines and sprawls and all that. No. Fire with fire.
Yeah.